Well, here it is. The end of the cruise. We're back in Long Beach. Queen Mary. And would appear for the first time ever on this cruise, I'm alone. Which, by the way, explains why I haven't done a lot of these. I will talk in front of other people because I generally don't give a fuck. But there is a point where I just like, yeah, I'll save it for later. And later just never seemed to happen. So here we are, 6:30, dock day. Disembarkment begins in an hour. By deck, I'm guessing we're in steerage, so we'll be the last deck off. Breakfast has just started serving. No one else is awake. Well, they're up, but they're not happy about it. Frankly, I'm ready for food. But I wanted to come up on the deck and get a couple of pictures and video for this, the final morning. We got in this morning, got off the ship. Disembarkation was fairly straightforward. Got in our car and headed towards the Arcadia part of town. Not having a specific destination and too early for our hotel, we went to the Arcadia Westfield Mall and hung out there until Din Tai Fung opened up, and then we had dumplings, of course. And then we came out here and we were able to check into our hotel early. We made a stop at Target to do some business, and now I'm just walking around getting some exercise. Having fun watching the kids walk around on solid ground but unable to bring themselves to balance.
Shut up.
Surprisingly, I had no problem with this whatsoever. It's morning. We haven't got any specific plans for the day. I'm just out getting a Dr. Pepper. The hotel has a breakfast, but it was mass to consume. Scrambled eggs were pretty nasty. The sausage was made out of a regrettable animal known as a turkey. I had a croissant. Chuan is going to want to go down to a place called Ime, which we don't have anything at all like it in Arizona. It serves Taiwanese breakfast, which is kind of not a good thing in many ways to me. Soy milk, xiaobing youqiao are all right, although I like the youqiao better. The xiaobing I can do without. Songyong bean, but they aren't like the amazing ones. A bunch of other things that I don't really like with pork lint in it, porridge kind of stuff. So I had a little breakfast buffet. I can have a Songyong bean, maybe a youqiao, but they won't have anything to drink, and all they had were juices. And I need to get myself awake, so I'm out on the early morning walk. And they're not, but they'll be up soon. But they're staring at the Marriott Spring Hill. It's quite nice. It's across the street from, oh, it's not across the street, it's directly next to the hotel we almost always stay in, but prices were just too outrageous, or availability was too low. So we tried this one because we like the area, and we know the area. It's quite nice. Natural History Museum, Los Angeles County. Very nice dinosaur exhibit. Very nice dinosaurs. That's because they're dead and they won't eat us. Did I just walk in front of her picture? Did I just take it? Or were you taking another selfie?
Well, I'm doing both.
Well, I'm staying warm in the car. It's a chilly 3 degrees outside in Arcadia, California. Actually, are we in Arcadia or are we in Monrovia? I'm not sure. Which is just south of Transylvania. I don't know how much video footage I got yesterday. I don't know if I got any anyway. So after the cruise, we're staying in Arcadia for a few days for the typical Taiwanese food tour. I learned yesterday that this whole area is called the San Gabriel Valley. And at some point in the 1980s, all the white people left. I didn't bother to read the article. I don't care. There seem to be white people around. But there are, as I've described before, there are a crap ton of, I want to say Asians, but the fact is they're Taiwanese. And some Hong Kongese. I mean, you see Koreans and whatnot, but I mean, it's Taiwanese. There are a number of reasons that at one point in time, well, that doesn't matter. But at one point in time, Taiwanese began exodusing from Taiwan for better business opportunities in the United States. And people with connections with the KMT were allowed to go overseas and study or start business opportunities. And this is one of the areas that came actually downtown. But when the white people fled, they call it something like that, the white people exodus or flooded us or whatever it is. They moved out here where it was a little easier to get space and property from central Los Angeles, like where Chinatown was, which has left this area with Chinese signs and Chinese businesses, Taiwanese. Also, the people who would be most associated with the KMT, who had got the opportunities to immigrate in the 70s and 80s, would also have been the people who were the most brainwashed into calling themselves Chinese as opposed to Taiwanese. Right? People who were interested in independence would not have been members of the KMT and therefore would not have been favored people and would have stayed in Taiwan. They're not always nice. The KMT. Not always. That's a bit funny. In any case, Chuan is in getting some breakfast items that she just cannot do a Chinese-Taiwanese breakfast in Phoenix, so she likes to come here every morning. We're going to go back to Din Tai Fung. We went first day we were in town. We're going to go today at 10 a.m. when they open and gorge ourselves on dumplings. That'll be our last dumpling run for this trip. We tried to go to Bronson Canyon yesterday. When I get back, I'm gonna see if I can extract any video footage from the GPS, because that's all we got was us driving up and down the damn canyon.
the line of cars, the parking, there was no place to park. Absolutely no place to park, and just cars circling, and cars parked down the street for a mile or two that either may have been residents or they might have been people in the park. Bronson Canyon is at one end of Griffith Park, which is a major park here in California. You've seen it. You've seen the observatory on TV shows. They use the park for filming locations. But Bronson Canyon is used to be used all the time whenever they needed a cave, a good-sized cave in TV shows. And even then, it was obvious it wasn't really a cave. It was obvious that it was a man-made tunnel. I'll see if I can find a picture and post it from something where you've seen it. But it is most commonly remembered as being the Bat Cave from the 1960s TV show. And I've always wanted to go see it, just so I can say, just like I've been to Vasquez Rocks and seen where Kirk fought the Gorn and a bazillion other shows. But I wanted to go to Bronson Canyon and see the Bat Cave so that I could get that out of the way. And utterly failed. Utterly failed. Today is the 30th. Tomorrow morning, early, we're going to get the hell out and get back to Phoenix with the hope that we, don't be drolling into Phoenix late on New Year's Eve. And that puts the end of it. I don't know that we have any plans today. We'll have to work that out over breakfast and dumplings. Breakfast for breakfast and then dumplings for very early lunch. Very early lunch.
11 a.m. We've already finished our food. Din Tai Fung is packed, and the line just stretches around. It's unbelievable, and there are 3 locations within a mile and a half of this spot. So, and they're all packed. I'll give California this. Bits of it are very nice. We're in the Monrovia Canyon Park. I don't know, 3-4 miles from our hotel. There are people who live in houses right up to the opening of this park. Less than a mile from here. They're not terribly, they're probably outrageously expensive, but they're cheap, shoddy 70s construction, which means they weren't terribly expensive to build. Wish I could get hold of one of those. That would be nice. Well, we didn't even make it down the 1 mile trail before. Well, it's not me that's giving up, but we're heading back down. We got here awfully late. Although it's beautiful and the weather's great and it smells nice and it's not hot, it's not cold. It's perfect hiking weather. So I will say this, the TV we have here in the hotel, I've not seen one of these before, but when you turn it on for the first time, it has the usual hotel options, and then it has internet options, and it's all set up so that you can log into your Hulu or your YouTube or your Netflix and watch TV here, which is great. And it also has a special button for clearing all your credentials out afterwards, which hopefully is trustworthy. That did cross my mind that I might go change the passwords on those accounts when I get home, but I suspect that it's probably legit. There's really no value in stealing that, but it's great. That way we get to keep up with the shows and the YouTube stuff we watch and be right where we were, and it's very enjoyable. It's very nice. I like that. And Michelle is giggling for little or no reason. Maybe she's being tickled. I'm not sure. It's something.